Hello everyone. If you're like me, when you saw the announcement for the Strymon Nightsky, you were really excited because this is a unique pedal. It takes Strymon's Shimmer reverb and applies a lot of really crazy, psychedelic, trippy effects to it. There's filter, there's drive, there's a glimmer, as well as it can be played like a synth engine, which takes it pretty much out of the reverb space. This isn't a reverb that you're going to use on your send to create space. You still need a big sky or something else for that. This is for effect. So everything that you're hearing that isn't a drum is actually the night sky. In fact, right now what you're hearing is an envelope on the filter. It's examining incoming audio, and there's a filter that works only with the reverb. Now here's the thing, this pedal, it's complex. There's a lot going on with this pedal. And there's not that many front panel controls, but what front panel controls there are excellent for performance. And I'm going to give you the shortcut to be able to master everything underneath the hood, from configuration to accessing all the really cool features right here without having to go through the manual. Alright, so the first thing is you need to learn how to power it up correctly. So it doesn't have a power button. Plugging and unplugging. 9-volt power supply, 300 milliamps, and center negative. So most guitar pedals will work. But if you're coming from the synth world, it's a little bit different, right? All right, so when you power it up, this is the screen that you get. If you power it up and you hold the infinite button down, you can get MIDI configuration. Okay, so you have MIDI configuration. These are different things right here. Blue is MIDI. And this will choose the different channels, right? So this green is channel 1, orange is channel 2, red is channel 3, blinking blue is channel 4, and so on. I would just keep this on channel 1, honestly, but feel free to pick different channels. If you want to pick different channels, you go to 4, then you have to use the step sequencer parameters to access that. It will remember your setting. All right, now it's powered out. There are a lot of shift functions that work quite well. So here's one. You go here, you want to hit the scale, right? So the quantization of the reverb core, it expands and contracts, and it takes the audio that's already in there and it moves it. But you can quantize that so that it affects itself based on pitch. Now you can also choose to do that based on certain scales. So hold this button down and then these become different scales. I don't remember what they all are offhand, but number 1 is minor pentatonic. Number 2, I believe, is major Dorian. 5 and 6 are minor, one's harmonic minor, and the other one is natural minor. Okay, so you pick your scale, and now as you move this, you're quantizing the pitch of everything that comes into scale. There's 2 ways to change that as well, beyond that. First, you can step sequence. So to step sequence, what you need to do is you need to turn the sequence. So it says hold sequence here. Hold this down, then they all light up. You have 8 step sequences on this. Hold a step, and then just twist the knob until you set it. Once you have a step sequence set up, you can either move through each step by hitting this button, or you can turn it on with the center button. Got it? It also responds to clock. So if you send MIDI clock in, which is why we did the MIDI configuration in the beginning, it'll sync. So let's turn this off now though. So now it's not syncing. The reason why we don't want it syncing right now is because we're gonna play it. This is another trick. Okay, you can't see it off screen. I have an Akai Force. I'm gonna actually make length real long, turn the reverb all the way up. I have an envelope that's working on this. Okay, so C0 through, C-2 through C0, so the bottom part of your keyboard is all that will change the pitch on here. So you have 2 octaves to play with. So make sure you lower your octave all the way, and now you can play based on the pitch here. Hear it changing? Pretty cool. All right, so that's how you do the sequencer, and then you can also sequence it from an external device. There's other stuff that you need to know about this. First, if you want to change the amount of drive, hold the drive button down and turn the reverb knob. Very clean. Very dirty. Next, the envelope is awesome on here. So I would recommend playing around with the envelope quite a bit. You're gonna really like it. It detects the incoming audio, applies an envelope to it, and that's what moves the destination that you set over here. Your destinations are reverb, pitch, or filter. Pitch is yet another way to take the size and pitch of the reverb core and move it in and out. The filter makes it a lot more like a synth. Now here's something weird, and you just gotta get used to it, but low cut and high cut are what they say they are, but you're gonna use them wrong at first, because low, you think low pass filter, this is all the way closed. High pass, you're gonna wanna do this, but it's really the opposite. And it's also configured the opposite. So right here, high cut hasn't started to happen yet. So normally a filter goes down. Here you turn the knob up. It is just a filter. I'm going to turn depth all the way down so I can demonstrate this. Here we go. Hear how that's just a low pass filter? Now, if you're on low pass, you can, by holding this down and turning the reverb knob, change the resonance. See, I'm able to change it there, but it doesn't have the spike at the end. But let's turn that way back up because it's cool. There we go, it's got that nice phasey, almost techno thing going on. Now I have it set to envelope. I'm gonna change depth so that it's really in that sweet spot. So you see right there, speed. There we go. I opened up the filter a little bit. Depth is closing the filter for me a little bit more. There we go, there's the sweet spot. Speed is how fast the envelope moves. Very cool. You can also affect reverb and pitch. All right, now we're gonna do pitch. This is moving the core. Ramp, saw, randomization, and back to envelope. crazy starts and stops. This thing is mental. All right, now we're going to cover the shimmer section. The shimmer section is in many ways the easiest to understand section here. I've turned the actual source all the way down so you can hear it. So what a shimmer is you take the reverb output and you send it through a pitch shifter, and that creates a harmonic. That creates what they call shimmer. And here you can pick your intervals. Now this is pretty similar to Big Sky. It's a reverb with a pitch shift on it. You can go real low with this though. And you can apply it in one of two ways. Input, so only the input gets this pitch shift on it, or you can apply the pitch shift to the regeneration in the reverb core, where it will just continue to regenerate and go through that process. There's also something called glimmer. And of course there's drive. Gonna warm up the signal a little bit there. All right, back to the sound. Pretty crazy stuff. Finally, there are three baseline algorithms for the actual reverb. They're right here: sparse, dense, and diffuse. Sparse is almost a granular sound. When you make it bigger, it gets crazier. Dense, a lot more reflections. And diffuse, it simulates a different room with more diffusion. So walls that have more reflections, early reflections. Oh, also, you can set up the timing on the pre-delay, which is the first hit you hear from the main wall, by holding the texture button and turning the reverb knob. Okay, so we're going to cover Morph. So the Morph function, this is according to the manual, what it does is let you take the current status of night sky and another status, and then you can switch between the two so you can hear the change of multiple parameters on the way there. The way you do it is you hold down on the on foot switch, and that'll do your Morph. To open the Morph parameter menu, you hold down 2 and 7. High cut all the way up. Pitch way fast. Shimmer way high, interval way high. Exit the setting. Okay, now you got to go back to your old sound. now there's some Morph. Pretty cool, and you can change the speed of the Morph. So I'm gonna go way out there now. Hear it changing down. There's a slow setting and a fast one. All right, that's that. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like these videos, please hit subscribe. I do jams on Saturday. DanK_live_AF here on YouTube as well as on Twitch. Golden Shrimp Guild, please join the Discord. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.